At this time, I'd like to call the Office of Housing and Community Development up to the table. Hi, good afternoon. You can state your name for the record and then proceed.
We have Stephen Arnett, Administrator of Housing, Director of Housing and Community Development. Our budget for this year is $17,969,000. It's a reduction of last year's budget of approximately $91,000. Our federal funding sources cover approximately 91.4% of our budgeted expenses. So the amount that we request from the general fund amounts to 8.6% of our budget. Now that's actually up from years past when our federal funding was 93% and our county subsidy was 7%. So this year, the amount that we're requesting as a county subsidy is $1,553,000. Our admin funding for Section 8 has been cut by the federal government by a little over 30%. However, there's been movement at HUD to restore some of that admin funding, and that movement has been successful, restoring approximately 6%. So the overall cut from Section 8 admin funding is approximately 24% over what it was a year ago. We have some good news. We've called over 400 families from the Section 8 wait list, which numbers still over approximately 6,000. But the plan is to continue to call people off the list on a slow but continuous basis through 2014. Our CDBG funding for the current year is approximately $2.5 million, which has been pretty consistent with what it's been in the past. We received from HHFTC, which is a state agency that funnels money from the federal government, $1,050,000 in home funding that was unable to be used by other counties, which we've used to complete the third and final vertical phase of our Ulavini housing. The vertical should be completed by June or July in 2014 at the latest. The only item left for Ulavini will be the landscaping, construction of a basketball court, and the lawn area for the kids to play. Estimated cost for that is approximately $100,000, and we do have the funding in place for that. Home funding for 2014 is zero. If you remember correctly, the home funds are submitted to the counties on a rotating basis. Each county receives $3 million every third year. So 2015 will be our year to receive the $3 million, and we were actually the first group to receive the $3 million, and we'll be the first group to receive the second round. Our Workforce Investment Act funding is approximately $1.6 million for this year, although that may go down based upon what Congress decides to do. The funding that funding goes to train youth and dislocated workers and adults, and that amount is pretty consistent from prior years. Our county-owned housing projects, other than those already mentioned, are Kulimano Senior Housing and Ouli Ikahi, which is a low-income housing in Waimea for low-income families. Both of those operate in the black and don't require any subsidy. We've received over $9 million from NSP1 and NSP3 grants from HUD. The NSP1 and NSP3 funding has been totally spent on our Ulavini project. In fact, we actually received a letter of commendation from the Regional Director of HUD congratulating us on spending the money in a timely fashion. We've completed 76 units of the Ulavini project, and Phase 3 will be the final 20 units, which should be completed, as I mentioned, in June or in July. We've made cuts in our expenses in areas such as postage, janitorial services, travel, and repairs. These expense reductions are an effort to offset the increase in salaries and wages due to the new collective bargaining agreement with various unions and the reduction of the admin funding from HUD for Section 8. We also removed operating costs related to the wastewater treatment plant at Ulavini, totaling $163,000. That wastewater treatment plant operation was turned over to the Department of Environmental Management effective March 1, 2014. So we are doing more with less. If we had a wish list, we would probably wish for additional subsidy to cover the Section 8 shortfall from HUD, and we have vehicles that run, but they're being held together with band-aids and duct tape and things of that nature, but I think that's something you probably hear from everybody. So an upgrade in our fleet of vehicles would be something that we would be happy to see as well. That's pretty much my my overview, so
you have questions? I'm ready to go.
Any discussion? Councilmember Kanaha.
No real, just I want to say you guys are doing a great job. A lot of benefit to the community, which we have seen in the last several years, and which we will continue to see in the future. So just wanted to say you guys are doing great. Good job to everybody. That's all I got to say.
Thank you very much.
Councilmember Kern.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon, Mr. Arnett.
Definitely.
I just kind of wanted to go based on what Mr. Kanuha was saying, that you guys are doing a great job. I went through your guys' budget. I can tell you guys sharpened your pencils to try to make everything work and still provide the services. And you guys will make it happen. I know you will, and it'll be challenging. And I wish we had the capacity just to make everything so much easier. But you guys are a great team. I mean, you and your staff, you don't have to deal with, you work with your staff or anything else. It's always great. You guys are great, great and offering a huge service to our community. So big mahalo to you guys.
Thank you very much.
Councilmember Lee. Thank you, Mr.
Very wonderful. Come on.
I'm going to take a 2-minute recess.
I pressed my button. I think I broke it. Okay, they're back on.
The board, this is something the board's action also includes in concept the withdrawal of the developed parkland from the recreation area. That's Tom's description of what happened to the land where I have no clue what that means. Yeah, I remember. This is under the agreement, the county will be responsible for maintaining and improvement of
Okay,
developed.
calling this meeting back to order.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to ask you about the Uluvini, the plans for the grassy area in the park, that you said there's already funds, 100,000 you said?
We have approximately $200,000 available for that project, but we're hopefully going to be using about half that for the basketball court and grass area, which maybe would leave us a little extra in case we have a contingency that pops up that we're not aware of.
Well, yeah, and if I don't have enough in this fiscal year, as soon as the next fiscal year starts in July, I would really like to commit to the playground equipment.
Thank you very much.
Or anything else to make that park happen as soon as possible.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilmember Hilton.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon, Administrator Arnett.
Good afternoon.
It's so hard to have a department that is heavily dependent on the federal grants, that whatever happens on the federal side really affects you. I'm glad to hear that HUD is kind of helping out with that. So I think the only thing that would really benefit the county housing agency would be collaboration with our HSAC representatives, and also taking advantage of NACO, because now that we're having the president for NACO is going to be one of the council members in Hawaii, and the state of Hawaii. He's actually in Maui County, and as one of the strongest and biggest lobbying force in the federal government, I think it would be a great opportunity for the county housing agencies to start getting involved in that. It's just a prime time to do it. So I just want to say, you have a difficult job trying to manage all those federal funds, but you're doing an outstanding job doing it, especially talking to your staff. They've been great when I asked for help there, so thank you.
I have an outstanding staff. I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce them to you. Susan Akiyama and Tracy Brosnahan, Sharon Hirota, Neil Fujimoto, and Kolo Robinson are all sitting behind me, and they are outstanding, and I just can't thank them enough for all they do.
Thank you.
What
Hi, Steve, and a bunch of questions here. What is your deficit on the Section 8 funding? I assume it's right there, but just to say it out in
I
public.
mean, the amount that we're down, it's approximately 24, do you know the number? How much you down? What you down your admin fee? Is that the number on the fee I can do? What was it in my head? Bear with me 1 second.
Okay. So just for the public, if you just state how that, what's happening.
It's 100, looks like it's 150,000. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Decrease in HAP voucher revenue is 31,000 and 82,000 respectively.
31,000 and 82,000?
Yeah, we're down 32,000 and 80 with regard to the amount that we receive in voucher payments and in the amount that we receive in terms of the admin fee. It's 31,000 grant revenue reduction and 82,000 in the admin revenue.
In admin that you're not going to get for administration?
Right.
And that's as of July, the next...
This is based on a calendar year. It's really weird.
Oh, calendar
we
year.
deal with unfortunately with 3 different years. One being the calendar year with HUD, the fiscal year end of September 30th with the federal government, and of course the county's fiscal year end of June 30. So this is on a calendar year basis.
I see. Okay, so that means you've got whatever number of Section 8 people that you're assisting right now, and it would mean that some of those would be, we would have to decrease the number of being...
We have attrition through Section 8, so as a consequence, those that go off the program for whatever reason, hopefully they've found market rate units or have made enough money that they don't need Section 8 anymore. That attrition allows us to not put people back on as a result of our reductions, but as I mentioned earlier, we've just reduced the list by 400 people, and what we find is anywhere between 1 and 6 and 1 in 10 on the list qualify for Section 8. Even though the list is 6,000 plus, the likelihood of all of those people qualifying is very remote.
Okay, you said the list is 6,000 plus right now
Yes,
for the county
yes, for this county.
that would want to be on it?
That are already on the list.
Oh, that are already on it?
Yes.
Okay.
All the other counties have closed their list, and Hawaii County is the only county that actually has an open list at the moment.
I see. Okay.
And you can sign up online, so, you know, anybody can sign up. Just because they sign up doesn't mean they qualify.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And that's something that's like a done deal, that federal legislation is final. We're not waiting to hear any more, Bill.
To my knowledge, that is correct.
And can you just quickly say on the Waikoloa work, you know, housing there, what is the status of all of that?
Oh yeah, I'm happy to report on that. We've sold 10 houses and have 10 more under construction. We're about to do the IFB for the remaining 45. And we sold 12 lots to Habitat for Humanity and 10 lots to HICDC, which is Hawaii Island Community Development Corporation. All of those will be low-income homes. Once we do the invitation to bid for the remaining 45 homes and get that going, the likelihood of us actually finishing the construction of those homes and getting them all sold in Mr. Kanoi's term is pretty good, because the market seems to be picking up and fairly hot at the moment. So if we can continue to, as I used the phrase, strike while the iron is hot, then hopefully we'll be able to sell that whole project out in the next couple of years.
And so about what price are they selling for, or what is the sort of range of?
The range is approximately $235 for a 2-bedroom unit, up to $350, I think, for a 3-bedroom unit, depending upon the particular model that's chosen. Some models are larger than other models, depending upon the square footage of the units.
And these are all single-family homes?
Yes, they are.
And going forward, is our focus on in terms of new projects, single-family homes or multiple unit homes, or what direction as a department, as you look forward 10 years, where are we going in terms of county assisted housing?
I think if it's for sale product, it's single family. If it's rental product, it could be multi-family units, such as we have at Ulavini. Those are fourplexes, as you know.
Okay. So it's more multifamily in,
If it's rental, yes.
if it's rental.
Yes.
Are we planning any more where we're going to be doing single-family projects?
I'm remiss to even offer that answer because that would come down from the administration. My understanding is that once we finish these 91 homes, there may not be a second phase immediately. We may wait until the economy starts roaring back to start another phase on that, but that's up to the administration.
Okay, and when you say another phase, at Waikoloa, is there room there for more phases?
Yes, ma'am. That entire project is over a couple hundred acres, so there's plenty of room there.
To do either rental or
Yes.
single family?
Yes.
So the administration, or with consultation with us or not, I don't know what the exact process is, could either do multi-unit rentals on as we go forward, or could do some more single-family homes.
That is correct.
And that would be a policy decision.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The other day, Brenda was asking some council member Ford, in terms of one of the developers, and expressed concern about the credits or vouchers, or in lieu of on housing, like the when you qualify, I think it was whether doing affordable housing, and that my sense, and I may get some of this wrong, is that instead of requiring that every person do like 20% affordable, we do every development 20% affordable, we do 20%, but they can buy it out if they go buy some credits from somebody else that are within a certain distance. Is that right?
That is correct. Must be within 15 miles of their project.
Okay. And is this, are you good with this practice, or is this something, I mean, I have to admit, I'm not, and this will be my last area of inquiry, but just how do you feel that program is working, where we're, these sort of where you have alternatives to putting in the multi-unit housing?
If you ask my personal opinion, I would prefer that the affordable housing units be built. That's my personal opinion. Unfortunately, I'm remiss to be able to stop the sale of the credits. It happens on a state level. We, as housing directors, in our monthly meeting some time ago, were unanimous in opposition of the Department of Hawaiian Homelands being able to achieve affordable housing credits, because the entire cost of the construction of the units that they were getting credit for was not being included. For example, the cost of the land and the cost of the site improvements were not being included in the cost of the amount available for affordable housing credits. But they were able to ramrod that through the legislature. They now get affordable housing credits for anything that they build that does not include the cost of the land or the cost of the infrastructure. So
Okay, I'll yield right now if there's someone else that would like to speak.
Okay.
If there's not, I'd like to follow up.
go ahead.
Okay, so on this point, I think sort of my interpretation of what you're saying is it's certainly much cheaper for me to go buy, if there are so many credits available, which I understand there may be a number of hundred credits available in whatever parts of the island. It would be far less costly, and then I can just put in whatever I want, my luxury housing or whatever, and not have to worry about having any affordable housing in that development.
I think it depends upon the economy. I know at one time the affordable housing credits were selling anywhere between $40,000 and $70,000 apiece. I would certainly think that even at that price, it would be cheaper than building. I think today the prices of those affordable housing credits have been significantly reduced because there's a glut. For example, Lokahi Ka'u, that was built by Makani Ma'eva. They have, I believe they have over 300 credits available for sale. My understanding is they want to sell them in bulk, but nonetheless, there's a whole listing of people who have credits available. And to answer your question directly, yes, it probably would be cheaper to buy credits than it would be to build out. But that's not how
Which
I like to
does
see it.
undermine the whole purpose of having the,
I don't disagree with you. You are
Yeah.
absolutely correct.
okay, but what you're also telling me is that this is really a state issue, and it's not something that we here can just say, we're now no longer going to be involved in this. Just the county, in terms of our authority, our power.
My understanding is it is a state issue. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it
And
is.
that, okay, well, okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Just want to say thank you for all you do, and if we do have any further questions, that we will be contacting you.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Aloha.
Aloha.